how's everyone doing there tonight? This is Undead Nightmare 24, back with a video. This will be a Saturday action and exploitation review. I will be reviewing a film having to do with one of my favorite genres, which is action and exploitation, and picking it out of the collection. This is going to be Season 2, Episode 4, and I'm going to have a double feature this Saturday. So everyone sit back, relax, enjoy. Let's get into the reviews. So my two films I'm picking are, it's a Vinegar Syndrome edition. I thought I'd do that. Martial Law and Martial Law 2 Undercover. Since the Vinegar Syndrome sale is going on, I wanted to keep it with a Vinegar Syndrome edition. This is a 1991 action and martial arts film. It stars Cynthia Rothrock. That's her right there on the cover. You guys might know her from like some action films from the 90s back in the cable days. I do. And she's really a martial artist. She's a black belt in like 7 different kung fu techniques. And this also stars Chad McQueen. He's the son of Steve McQueen. He also came out in the original Karate Kid as one of the Cobra Kai members. And it also stars David Carradine. He came out in Kung Fu, Lone Wolf McQuade, Kill Bill. Rest in peace to David Carradine. He's the villain in this film. So let's get into my quick brief review on the film. So this is basically, you got Sean Thomas. He's a detective, and his partner is Billy. Billy's played by Cynthia Rothrock, and Sean's Chad McQueen. And they are a couple. They do have a relationship, but they're also partners also within the police force. And Sean has a younger brother, Michael, who's opposite. He's against the law. He's getting in trouble. He's stealing cars and just going the wrong way. And Sean keeps on looking after him, but there's only so much he can do. So he's pretty much lying to him. He doesn't know what Michael's doing behind Sean's back. And he's pretty much stealing cars for this boss called Dalton, played by David Carradine. And he's also a master martial artist. So he got him going up to no good, as Sean realizes that Michael's getting a lot of trouble. He starts to find out that it's worse than that, but by the time he finds out, it's a little too late, and pretty much Michael ends up getting killed. And this drives Sean to to pretty much, he wants revenge. He wants to find out what happened to him. He knows he was involved with Dalton and his crew, and they had something to do with it, so he pretty much goes to try to go undercover as a martial arts teacher within their dirty organization to find out, because they're like pretty much car thieves and gun smugglers and stuff like that. So Sean goes in there, and you got Billy following him to find out, what really happened to his younger brother Michael. And his younger brother Michael has a purple mark on his chest, and Sean realizes that that's pretty much the mark of pretty much a martial arts move made by the monks, which is a lethal blow to the heart, and that's pretty much how his brother died. So he knows only someone really well trained in martial arts could have done this. As he starts to go there, they start to suspect, Sean's a cop, and this turns into a revenge battle between Sean and Dalton, who he knows is involved in his brother's murder. That's basically all I could get into the film without giving spoilers. Let me get into my thoughts of this film. I really like the 90s feel to this. It's very 90s. You got a lot of pretty much mullets from the 90s from all the action stars, which I love to see, man. That's classic. And you got some pretty authentic kung fu fights, man. You could tell they're really trained. They're fighting in it. And it's good to see David Carradine playing as Dalton, and Chad McQueen and Sean as they square off against villains. And you got Cynthia Rothrock as well, doing her martial art thing. So a lot of good fight scenes. And I really liked when they fight in the streets, because you got like these lights. You can see them back there, these kung fu lit up lights. It really reminded me a lot of the Double Dragon video game back in the day, which was pretty cool. And you'll see them fight in the streets under those lights, which I thought was real authentic and cool. But overall, very satisfying movie. So here I am going to go with my rating for Martial Law from 1991. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Really enjoyed this film, and I would highly recommend it if you're into those early action martial art films from back in the day, especially 90s, because this film's very 90s like. So that's gonna be my review for Martial Law. Now let's get into Martial Law 2 Undercover. This has Cynthia Rothrock coming back as Billy again, same name. She's also a police officer. But this time you got a new action star. And his name is, it's played by Jeff Wincott. He came out in 90s action films, Martial Outlaw, Mission of Justice. And he plays Detective Sean Thomas. So I guess he's back as the same detective, but a different actor. And you also got Bill Drago in this, as he's the police captain. He also came out in Invasion USA and Delta Force 2, a couple Chuck Norris films. So yeah, this one goes a little higher stake. And the difference here is they're not love. They're not like have a love interest. They're not a couple. They're actually just partners, which was different. So in this film, it turns it up a bit. You have a villain right here named Spencer. You can see him there. And he's trying to get under the underworld. He has a club he runs, but he's also doing illegal stuff like drug smuggling, and he wants to get into, not drug smuggling, gun smuggling, and he also wants to get into like the underground and dominate it. He wants to own a business and pretty much run it the dirty way as he knows how. So then you got Billy, as played by Cynthia Rothrock. She goes undercover as a bartender to try to bring this crew down, and then you got Sean also trying to investigate it, and they're pretty much trying to get to the bottom of this, but he's over here pretty much selling women and getting them in danger, using them, committing murders, and he has the whole police force, I'm talking about Spencer, under his hand too. Not the whole, but a lot of main shots. So it's hard to stop this guy, and he's a very menacing villain. And you have a lot of great fights in this one as well. There's a little more shootouts in this fight, than, but there is a lot of great kung fu fights as well. And this guy, I really enjoyed it. It leads to the tension. You got this big muscular villain in this film too. Gets ready to get in a showdown between him and Detective Sean, which I thought was real cool. So that's pretty much the review of the film. Now let me get into my thoughts of this film. I really liked this one too. It had a very 90s look to it. And again, this has like some bar scene fights. It takes place in bars or different areas, or like kung fu, pretty much like, how would I call it? Where they train martial arts, like gyms, stuff like that. I can't think of the name, but anyways, they have some pretty good fight scenes in this one as well. Like I said, a little more shootouts. And you got Cynthia Rothrock kick through a door. It was pretty cool. The door comes apart. And this guy reminded me a lot of like Van Damme in Hard Target. I don't know why. He has that large trench coat, and you'll see a lot of roundhouse kind of Van Damme kicks in this one. And it's pretty cool. And then you have some bloody scenes and some pretty awesome kills as well in this film. So I enjoyed this one more. The Martial Law 2 Undercover. I thought this one had a more satisfying ending to me. I enjoyed them both, but for some reason this one stood out for me. So I'm going to give you my review. I give this one an 8 out of 10. Really enjoyed Martial Law 2 Undercover. It's a great 90s action martial arts film. So that's going to be my reviews for the two films, guys. I hope you enjoyed. It's for Martial Law and Martial Law 2 Undercover. Really enjoyed both films, and I'd highly recommend them if you like 90s martial art films. So that's going to be my review for this Saturday, guys. Action and Exploitation, Season 2, Episode 4. Please hit a like, subscribe, comment as well. I would love to hear what you guys think. Everyone have a safe weekend out there. This is Undead Nightmare with an Undead Nightmare 24 with an Undead Saturday Action and Exploitation review. Take care. Peace.
Then why the hell did you run? Who's gonna believe me? You don't. No matter what I do, he just keeps screwing up.
So Thompson, you know this kid?
I let you work for me because I liked what I saw in the dojo. You learn fast.
Okay, so I ain't Mr. Perfect like my brother. The super cop. Don't make me a car thief.
Thompson, I want you to take this case. Don't keep me in the dark.
I'm American now, man. I don't have nothing to do with Toro Lynn.
You're telling me this guy came over here from Hong Kong to be killed by monks from China?
He says that he's going to kill over 50 men.
Go ahead, Martial Law.
Pastor says he saw you down at City Hall taking money from a cop.
There's a 487 in progress. What you guys call grand theft. I don't right?
Who is this?
You just might take a personal interest in this. What the hell is wrong with you, Michael?
She's been like a stranger to me.
Now the cop, his brother.
We find out really not a hard person to please. Over the years, it developed into a series of deadly blows. Leaves a mark just like that.
You want to kill you? Kill him! Come on, darling. You want some more? Come on!
Nice job, Thompson. Another one for martial law.
Get out. Come on.
Who else is in on this, Frank?
I won't cross the line. I'm out.
You're out when I say you're out.
Look, the evidence is there. It's that simple.
There's really something weird going on. Just gonna have to back off a little bit.
Back off, Captain. I don't underestimate you. Don't you underestimate me.
He'd arrested this girl at Club Syntax. There's no record of it in Central.
I'll check it out.
All right.
Well, he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, he's great as long as you deliver.
Get up!
You back for more?
It looks like dancing in your pajamas to me. I mean, which move stops at 357? Now what? Bang. Dead.
I could use another pair of hands around here. It'd mean a nice raise.
Sure. Sounds interesting.
Expect maximum resistance, so everybody take all precautions.
I've had enough of this, Spencer. I want out.
You really think you can just walk away from her?
I did what you asked me to do. Now let me go.
Detective Thompson.
I think something's happened to Tiffany.
Hey, Kiko, it's all there, all right?
Mind if I ask you a question?
Shoot.
How long you been dirty?
Hey, that's a good one.
No, really. I want to know how long. It's far from over, cop.